Hey there guys, and welcome back to UnJaded Jade. So I have got my tea here. It is boiling hot, so feel free to grab a cuppa. I feel like some of you are probably wondering, so this is the Puka peppermint and licorice tea, and that's a bit of an exotic flavour for a lot of people, but being half Dutch, I love the flavour of licorice, so yes, good tea. Today I literally so spontaneously, like I, again, planned nothing. I just wanted to turn on my camera and just chat for a little bit, like not too long. I really love a good chatty video where people just talk on a topic, and don't know about you guys, but yeah, I don't know, I think you might like it. So I really hope you enjoy. Let me know if you like this chatty style of video. And please let me know any topics you would like me to chat about. Anything at all. So today I want to talk a bit about hate comments, bullying, people being mean, people being negative, and kind of the importance of kindness in today's world, because it is a cruel world, especially at our age as teenagers. People can be very mean. It is very easy through social media to judge and compare people, and yeah, it can be quite toxic age, and therefore I think people's mental health suffers. So I probably could do a whole video on this if you want me to, because I feel like I would plan it out and flesh it out a bit more. But in brief, I experienced some mean people when I was younger, when I was growing up in like year 9 time. I think that was kind of the peak. People don't often like people who try hard at school. I don't know why. I think maybe the media doesn't help when you have the whole nerd stereotype. But yeah, people didn't like me because I would put my hand up in lessons, I would try, I would do well at tests, and people didn't like it. And yeah, I was kind of made fun of for it and kind of belittled. I was made to feel very uncool. I had a lot of people talk about me behind my back and, you know, finding out in really snidey, horrible ways. It wasn't a nice time, especially because I felt a lot less confident in myself, kind of body-wise as well, like body confidence. You know, you hit puberty. I was a lot frumpier. I just felt very uncomfortable in my own skin, and then it didn't help when at school people would be really cruel about, you know, my school habits, and yeah, it was just a very like negative time. Again, I can go into more detail in a different video, but that is not today's video. Despite the fact that there were this group of girls who just basically decided to make my life a bit hellish, I never, like, it's kind of part of like my ethos, I guess. I never struck back. I would never say mean things back. And I think part of what I want to get across in this video and through this chat is that you just never know what is going on in someone's life, anyone's life. Especially people you know at school. You see a very small aspect of them as a person. You see them in like that context. You don't see their family life, you don't see their home life, you don't see their parents, you don't see how they were raised, like financial issues they might have, etc, etc. You don't know how they personally feel about themselves, how insecure they are. And I think I've always known that, which is why I've always been very careful about what I say to people. And even if people are being cruel to me, like trying to still be kind to them. That's something that I've always tried my best to do, kind of because you just don't know what is going on in that person's life. Oh, I just burnt my tongue. And anyway, skipping ahead in the whole bullying life journey, because that's not what this video is. I can remember when I finished year 11, I moved into year 12, and a lot happens when you go into sixth form, because a lot of people leave, a lot of people come in, people go to different schools, and in many ways it does feel like a fresh slate. And a lot of those mean people who really didn't like me and they really didn't like my work ethic, they left. And So yeah, like my life definitely sort of improved after then, school-wise, but kind of sort of the ringleader of this group, at the end of year 11, I received a DM from them. And I remember she never followed me, and I followed her because, you know, back when you're young and stuff, you want to follow the popular people and just keep them happy even if they don't follow you, because I don't know, that's just how the hierarchy of popularity works, and it's really stupid and horrible, but yeah. And I remember I unfollowed her and she got really angry at me in person and was like, why did you unfollow me, blah blah blah, even though she never followed me. Anyway, different bit of tea. But anyway, she basically messaged me at the end of year 11 and she said, hey Jade, I just wanted to say I'm so sorry for everything I did to you, everything I said to you over the last few years. She basically opened up about her own home situation. Basically, like, the main sort of bulk of the message was saying that she always felt kind of envious of like how I did at school and how like positive I seemed to be. And for me, it was so hugely eye-opening when I received that message, because, you know, she did not give me a good time. Like, during school I did come home feeling rubbish about myself so often, but receiving that message and kind of hearing like her story and her opening up, again, it just shifts everything back into perspective. And I'm so glad I never like lashed out, and I'm so glad I never spread rumours or did anything horrible back to her, because it's just not worth it. Like, you don't know why people are like how they are. Teenage girls are often so hugely insecure, even the ones who don't seem to be. And that's partly why I just wanted to have a chat about this, because almost certainly some of you will have experienced people being negative to you in your life, or like mean comments, rumours, friends who you thought were friends but they're not really friends, spreading gossip and stuff like that. And it can be tempting to like lash out or be horrible back. It can be very tempting, but you just have to think, if someone is saying mean things about you, it is only a reflection of how they feel about themselves. So if they are saying that you're really ugly, then they probably in some way view themselves as ugly. Or if they're pinpointing the fact that your nose looks really bad, then they're probably just really conscious about how their nose looks, because it's what they notice. If they're like, oh god, you're really keen, like damn, like you put in far too much effort, you're really uncool, you're really nerdy, whatever, then they're probably insecure about the fact that they don't put in enough work, and they feel insecure about their grades, and they're just trying to prey on others to make themselves feel better. And it's a lot easier when it's said and understood like this, and it's obviously a lot harder when it's in context and people are being horrible to you. But yeah, I just wanted to like share this a little bit and have a bit of like an open discussion, because I think it's something that most teenagers face, is kind of insecurities and the impacts of people feeling insecure. Like dramas and arguments and all these things, they often stem from people feeling a lack of security. Because here's the thing, if you truly love yourself as you are, you're not going to be horrible to other people. It's impossible. You wouldn't need to be jealous of other people, because you'd be happy with yourself as you are. Do you know what I mean? And that also brings me on to hate comments, because guys, it's not fun when you receive hate comments. It is really not. Like, when I first started my channel, and you know, you're in like the nice days where like your channel has like 50 subscribers maybe, and you feel like you're the only one watching your videos or whatever, but it's nice in the fact that there is no hate. And then as you grow, obviously, hello, hate and opinions and mean comments and people pinpointing like your voice, your looks, your habits, your like mannerisms. Everything is suddenly up for discussion, and because of the anonymity of the internet, people go all out with their insults because it's not tied to them, you know. Like, I'm not gonna know in real life who said these things. But yeah, I just wanted to share a bit about some of the hate comments I've received that really stayed with me, not even because they were that bad, but just because basically the way that the human brain seems to work is you could receive 100 amazing, lovely, well-written, thoughtful comments that are positive, and you can receive one well-worded, horrible, negative comment, and yet that negative comment will stay in your brain more so than the 100 amazing ones. And that is a horrible thing, but it just is the way it is. It really is. Like, sometimes when I'm scrolling through comments, even if I know the negative one isn't true, even if I just read it, like I flick through and even if I delete it or whatever, like, it still stays in my brain, and I hate that. But yeah, I remember back in the earlier days when my channel had maybe 5,000 subscribers or something, I can vividly remember there was this person who came on my videos and was like, "You look like a horse." And at first I was like, okay, thanks, like that's fine, you know, I love horses, beautiful animals, love it. And then they came on the next video and they were like, "How's it going, horseface?" And I was like, "Oh, look, it's you again, ha 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 ha." I think I blocked them at this point, but then they made another account. And the next one they were like, "Oh, you sound like a horse," and basically kept on coming with the horse comments every single video. And because it was every single video, it was like so difficult to ignore. And again, because I was not very well versed in learning to deal with the hate comments, I can remember, you know, being like 2 months into my channel, I remember editing a video and looking at my face and thinking, oh my god, like, do I look like a horse? Like, do I sound like a horse? Which, now that I'm saying it, is so dumb. Like, Jade, no, you're fine. This person's just trying to get in your head, which they did do. But yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys kind of like the impacts of hate comments, because it's impossible not to see them. And I've had conversations with other YouTubers. Like, I was speaking with Ruby about this and just sort of the mean negative comments, especially on things like the Oxford rejection videos. I mean, inevitably you're gonna get some people who are like, "Oh yeah, like all you do is revise, like you're not worthy of going there, so many people are so much better," or people comparing you to other YouTubers, saying like, "Oh, Eve is so much better than you," and da 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 da. And don't get me wrong, love Eve to pieces, but do you know what I mean? We're all individual people, and you don't need the direct negative comparisons. And I think I've gotten so much better now. Like, I care a lot less now, especially appearance-based things. I'm like, this is how I look. People can say like, "Oh yeah, we way prefer you with straight hair." Fine, but I love my curls. I was born with curly hair and I'm gonna own my curly hair. Or even kind of reaction videos made about you, they're all designed to make you feel low. And so I think the best thing you can do is to do the opposite and to let it empower you even more. And I think that's where self-love and self-appreciation is so important, because if you know in yourself that you're doing everything you can, like you are happy the way that you are, then these people can't like touch you, they can't taint you as much. I think the days the hate comments get to me are the days where I'm already feeling low, maybe I'm on my period and I'm just a bit hormonal, like I'm just feeling lower, and then you open up the laptop and read some horrible comment about, I don't know, something I've done apparently, or something about my appearance, like, I don't know, just anything. I think it's in the moments where you're already low where it can get to you. But again, just like with real life bullying, I don't believe that anyone would put out such a hateful comment unless something was going on in their lives that they massively hated or they felt insecure in themselves. So that's what I try and remember when I get these horrible messages. And that's what I want you to remember too, is if you ever face this adversity and you face these people who really are just trying to bring you down, you have to think that they are acting most often from a place of insecurity. You have to remember that you're on your own journey, and if they don't want what's best for you, then the best thing you can do is ignore them. Especially at school, in real life, you have your friends, you have the people in your life who love you, who you love, and who support you and want you to raise you up, and those are the people you should surround yourself with, not the toxic people. And it's not worth playing into the popularity complex. People are degrading you or belittling you. So yeah, I don't really know where I'm going with this, but I do like chatting, so I hope you found some kind of use in this. And I suppose my biggest message is just to unapologetically be yourself. No matter what other people say, no matter what their reasons might be, like, oh yeah, you're so keen, so you must have no social life, and no, whatever. Like, it's really just not worth it. However, if of course you are facing some harsh, horrible bullying, or physical bullying, or just something, the kind of thing that every single day, like, you're trying to ignore it and you're trying to stop it, but it's not going away, please tell someone. Like, tell your sibling, if you're close with them, tell your parents, tell your teachers, ring up a charity. They are good people who will help you, get teachers involved, whatever. Bullying and negativity is not fun, it is not fair, and the people who find it fun to be cruel to people, they're not helping anyone. And one day they will realise it. They will realise it, and they will probably regret it. Yeah, just keep being your strong and wonderful self. If you ever need some positivity and love, big sister Jade is here. But yeah, I hope this helped in some way. Cheers. Let's get a conversation going in the comments, because I love that. Tell me any experiences you've had with negative people, toxic friendships, that kind of thing, and tell me what you would like me to chat about, because I'm up for a chat. Just as my tea says, I love everything about you. Bye.